Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome to the What's on Tap podcast, a podcast where we raise our glasses to all things sports. I'm Nick. I'm joined by my co-hosts Daniel and Jay Bark, and today we got some of our favorite drinks in hand as we get ready to take a deep dive into the world of sports.
Let's dive right into it.
Time out,
the flag on the plate.
Of course.
What did you just put up? when he said put your drinks up. Was
that a cup of water?
Was that Stanley?
I'm drinking on that.
Hey
water,
man, look. You know what? I respect it. My man is trying to stay hydrated. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get turned.
It's the only hydration you need.
It's a little different. I respect it.
Only one, brother.
Y'all getting twisted, man.
Absolutely respect it.
All right.
Absolutely. All right, but we had a good bunch of games this past weekend. NFL playoffs have been kicking off. And I want to jump right into this first one, man. We had the Packers and the 49ers. Now, I know this one cuts deep for you, Daniel. I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to you, and you can tell us exactly what happened in this game and what's up with your Packers.
We just can't beat the 49ers. The only time the 49ers have lost when they had a 3-point deficit going into the fourth quarter was when they beat us two years ago in the playoffs. And now the only time they've came back from a 5-point deficit is when they beat us this year in the playoffs. They just have our number.
Just can't beat them. And Christian McCaffrey just got no answer for it.
The crazy thing is, if you keep him under 100 yards, you live with that. We did that.
Can you hold on, bro? You're not just going to do that. If you would keep him under 100 yards, the fact that he can even get 100 yards
is number one running back in the league. Again.
Especially in that scheme, you keep him under 100 yards in a playoff game, you live with that.
I really thought y'all had that game.
We did everything right up until that last 4 or 5 minutes to the fourth quarter. Did everything right.
Y'all did have that game, though.
I mean, it does come down to a shitty-ass kicker, too. But, I mean, hey, life happens.
That's true. That's true.
Yo,
so yeah, you know what's bad when your coach comes out and says that every time you send the kicker out on the field, you pray.
He really said that? I thought that was just like some. I thought that was like some clickbait.
Nah, he came.
Nah, he really said it, but he
misconstrued it on what he said.
Yeah, he said it was out of context. Nah, what he did is he got caught lacking is what happened. He probably really did say that. He's seen this dude in practice every day, shanking kicks, and said, I have to put him on the field to get a chance. And I pray every time is what happened.
I think he missed a kick in the last out of the past 12 games, he missed a kick in 10 of them.
Yeah. Yikes.
He might
Yikes. Yeah, I'd be saying a prayer too. But no, man. But the thing is, though, too, with this Packers game and this Packers team, is that I do realize how special that Jordan Love actually is. Jordan Love actually is a special guy. Now, of course, he made himself do something really dumb and made himself do a little Brett Favre type of play and really just throw the ball all wild to end the game. What was that about?
What's crazy is you got 1 minute and 7 seconds, 3 timeouts. Jordan Love was on fire for the most part of that game besides one throw before that. So you're thinking as a Packers fan, we got this. Just go down, kick a field goal, hope that Anders Carlson makes that one. But we had a chance. We had 1 minute 7.
Had
3
more
timeouts.
than a chance, man.
We got about to midfield, 2 timeouts, 50 seconds. It's first down, and Jordan Love's rolling out of the pocket to the right. Throws across his body, throws all the way to the left side of the field, and
I know we talk about like IQ when it comes to Jordan Love, but doesn't experience play into that? Experience with being a starter.
Sure, but he's done it. He's done that 3 to 4 times this year already. To lose a game when you still have opportunities and still have downs to play with, if he can fix that part of his game and figure out how to throw the ball away, he's going to be.
It's sad that you got to figure out how to throw the ball away.
It's a mindset thing.
I think he was just. I think just imagine what was going through his mind. He had to be like, all right, I got to get down the field real quick. Never been put in this position before. 50 seconds may seem like a lot of time when you're watching a football game, but when you're in it, it's probably like, man, I gotta go. I gotta make something happen, pull something on my ass, and try to somehow, some way come up out of something. They had two.
But didn't they
They
have
had
timeouts
two.
though? They had two timeouts,
Hey,
didn't
but
they?
it's
I just think that it's not a bad thing, but I think he's legitimately just so confident in any throw he can make. And that's not a bad thing. I like my quarterback to have that, but it don't always
I
gotta
chalk
be
it up
that.
as a J.R. Smith moment.
Yeah, but
I chalk it up as a J.R. Smith
is that
moment.
right? You know, but that's the thing, though, right? You can't completely
not at
put
all.
all this
No,
on
heck
Jordan
no.
Love. Again, he looked good. He looked good, but there's no way that your team is supposed to lose when the 49ers' second most dynamic player comes out of the game. Deebo Samuel was out of the game. At that point, once he got injured, I said, "Oh, the Packers might just take this one home." Boy, was I wrong.
Hey,
Boy, was I wrong. I expected them to get this dub, and it did not happen. Christian
Brock Purdy
McCaffrey looked like the
marched up that
MVP
field.
that he was projected to be.
He didn't look great,
Brock
but
Purdy
that
did look
last
great.
drive that they had, he marched up the field.
You know
He
what?
he did what he had
showed
to
up.
do. He did what he
He
had
showed
to
up
do
when it
that
mattered.
last drive.
We lost the game because they capitalized on our two mistakes. We had two mistakes all that game, and as Jordan Love, they turned them into interceptions. Brock Purdy had probably like 5 or 6 bad throws that could have been interceptions, could have been big time plays for the Packers. Darnell Savage had a pick six in his hands that fell out of his
That's
hands.
true.
Lost the game because we didn't capitalize on bad plays.
Yeah, well, it's like they say, get them
Go
next year.
Cheeseheads.
So we had the. So now we had the.
I'll drink that.
we got the
Tell me about
Bills.
water.
We got the Bills and the Chiefs. So once again, Josh Allen falls to Patrick Mahomes. The funny thing is that he fools us.
He fooled y'all.
Josh Allen fools us because no, you know what? I'm talking about really just in a grand scheme of things. I have never been big on Josh Allen. I've always thought Josh Allen was overrated, overhyped. I don't want to say overpaid because he's a decent quarterback, but I think people try to make him better than he actually is. He's never been an MVP. He's never beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. He can't make it to the Super Bowl. The thing is that his peers are all passing him up, and for some reason, they're trying to make Josh Allen like the next GOAT. You're not better than Mahomes. You're not better than Lamar. You're not better than Burrow. You're like the fourth best, maybe.
Yeah,
But are we
the
counting
fourth
Burrow
best.
Because
So
he's like, unfortunately this season he's had to go through like a lot of.
Okay, but that's different when you go through
Well,
a
are we
season.
talking about this season
when
or
you have
career
injuries,
type?
right?
career.
I'm just talking about in general. If you just want to go just based off of what they've accomplished and skill level, Josh Allen
agree.
is not
I don't
top
think
three.
he was ever top 3. Ever.
He's not top
Probably number
3.
five,
And so
probably number
now,
5 in the AFC.
possibly. So now, not only does he always beats Mahomes during the regular season. And that's how he fools people. He fools people because he beats Mahomes in the regular season, but he can't beat him when it really matters. He can't beat him when it really matters. I never really understood the Josh Allen hype. Yes, he'll get you a lot of touchdowns, but you know what else he'll do? Turn the ball over. He will always turn the ball over. Guaranteed. That is 2 years straight. He is top 2 in turnovers. This year, he's not 2.
God. Was Jalen Hurts in second in turnovers or interceptions?
I don't have that information for you right now. I just know he is not number 1.
Interceptions, bro. I don't know what happened, man.
Yeah, it's okay. Hey, at least your quarterback had more than 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. My quarterback had 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions this year.
That's what you gotta go with. Hey, but you guys are going in the right path.
Look,
you got Rudolph doing his thing.
So anyway, The Bills and Chiefs.
They want that to be the Peyton Manning and Tom Brady, but that's really Phillip Rivers.
Josh Allen will never be Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Joe Montana.
Phillip Rivers.
He won't be. He will be Phillip Rivers at best.
That's literally like if you look at I forgot which years it was, but with the Chargers with Phillip Rivers, they have the same record and everything.
I saw that same graphic today, and that is possibly the best comparison.
Terrible, man.
Here's the thing, right?
Which, no disrespect to Josh
Here's the
Allen,
thing.
Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers is a great quarterback. He has a beautiful, huge family. I think he's got like 12 kids. You know, that's yeah. There you go. He always has a busy off season.
He doesn't have time to train, man. So
he ain't got. How can you win when you got all these kids? Anyway, so
hey,
yeah,
he grew a beard. They're like.
He did. You know what? So Josh Allen can't, like I said, can't make the Super Bowl. All right, can't beat Mahomes in the playoffs. Can't stop turning the ball over. In my opinion, his greatest achievement might just be that he made the cover of Madden. That might just be his best achievement so far because it's not winning. You know, all these analysts and whatnot want to talk about how great he is, and I just don't see it. I want to see it. I do. I really do want to see it because here's the thing. They talk about his numbers. They keep comparing him. You know, oh, Josh Allen's got the most rushing yards, rushing TDs or whatever by a quarterback in the playoffs. Whoop-de-doo. Who cares? You ain't got the hardware, my man. You ain't even got close to the hardware. You ain't got close. So no, I don't want to hear about Peyton and Brady, no Eli and Brady. None of that. Josh Allen is not that dude. But to cut him a little bit of slack. Funny enough, although I'm giving Josh Allen all this slander. Josh Allen, in my opinion, only gets 10% of the blame in this game that they just lost. Okay? He actually played really well. They had a real shot to win this game. I put a lot of the blame on who's supposed to be his number one receiver in Stephon Diggs. Where was he?
70 yards.
In the air. And
70 yards, and he dropped it. But that's not even the only play. I mean, Stephon Diggs just had an overall.
He had what? Two or three receptions? Like 21 yards?
Yeah, it didn't look good. It didn't look good. And so then that begs the question, right? Because we already heard, during the offseason with them that there may have been some tension. I think it was it Trayvon Diggs that said that he needs to get out of Buffalo? His brother said that, right?
That's bad.
But now it makes me wonder. Does he leave? Like, does he leave after this another early playoff exit?
If he does, I think he'll be ruining his own, like, I guess I want to say legacy type thing, or not even legacy, but
I think Josh Allen probably hopes he's gone. He's probably tired of dealing with that.
He's a drama queen for sure, but I'm saying like because he left one team, and he tried to go to another one because he was searching for that ring or whatever the case may be, but he's still not showing up. So at first it was looking like, whoever Stephon Diggs quarterback was the problem. Because at first he wasn't getting the ball enough and all this other stuff. Now, I mean, what's the blame now? I mean, because in this playoff game, bro, you didn't show up. You had 2 or 3 receptions for like 21 yards or something like that. And probably like 6 or 7, maybe more targets. So, like, I mean, who's what else are we going to put the blame on? So I think if he goes somewhere else, I think Stephon Diggs wouldn't even really be. He wouldn't be mentioned as like, or he wouldn't be brought up in like when we talk about top receivers. I don't think he gets brought up anymore because of that fact. I think he ruins his legacy off that.
I think the one reason why he'd want to leave is because he plays with a quarterback who's known for turning the ball over multiple times a game. It's kind of hard to want to play with a guy who, even though you may be getting open, because there was one specific play late in the game. It was actually the play that set up the missed field goal.
That's crazy.
Stephon Diggs doing an in route is by himself. He's booty bone naked by himself. But you know what Josh Allen decides to do? He himself also has a Brett Favre moment and says, "No, I'm not throwing it to the open guy 5 yards from me. Let me try to throw a 40-yard bomb to a guy in the end zone. To the guy in the end zone." And guess what? You know how that panned out?
Yeah.
It panned out with an L.
He's been doing that since game one of this year. Game one, he's been doing that. I don't understand why he's been doing that, but dang.
And that's that stuff right there can cost you the game. And it did. And it's funny enough because nobody expected the Chiefs to even be here. The Chiefs were subpar all year long. Nothing but drop passes. That was the entire narrative. And now look at them. A chance at another Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes might just be the GOAT if he actually gets there and if he actually wins it. That's just my opinion.
If he wins it this year, I mean, there's no argument for me no more. He wins the bowl this year. I mean, hated him last year because they won. They beat the Eagles, my team, and everything like that. Although I think we just lost that one. I don't think they beat us. I think we lost it.
It was very close.
Yeah, they beat us by
35-38.
But I don't think they beat us. I think we just lost that one. But and then if somebody beat us, it wasn't Mahomes. It was definitely Pacheco. I mean, he's crazy. Pacheco's crazy. I mean, I think he's a top five. I think he's a top five running back in the league. I wanted to say top three, but I didn't want to go crazy like that. But I think Pacheco may be a top five running back in the league. I mean, he's probably at least one of probably the main reason, maybe top two reason of why the Chiefs are in the position that they are right now. Pacheco he's him. And this is not just this year. I mean, last year, whenever he's got a chance, he showed up. He shows up. So
yeah. So Chiefs are tough. So another game that we had, Ravens versus Texans. Look, I was high on the CJ Stroud train.
You didn't think they was going to beat the Ravens.
I still am. No, I didn't think they were going to beat them, but I also thought that they'd put up more than 10 points.
I mean, come on. When we're looking at the Ravens team as a whole, and just that defensive side, man, that's a lot for a rookie quarterback. I don't think that's a lot for a superstar quarterback, if we're being honest. Ravens are stacked, and they're playing at a high caliber that we haven't seen in a while from them. So it's we haven't seen this type of Ravens team since they won with Joe Flacco and Ray Lewis on defense.
With Flacco, and he got that bag after. Joe
Flacco
got that bag after that. Yeah, but again, like I said, exactly. No, we did this year. We did this year. He playing well for the Browns. He was a feel good story.
They really tried. They really tried to hype up that story, he was going to get to the bowl.
We got to go back. We got to go back to the Bills game because what in the hell was the fake punt call?
Oh my!
Yeah, man, what was up with that? That's just bad. So
they literally tried to make an intro to a documentary off that play alone. They tried to really make their intro to a documentary. There's no way you do a fake punt with Damar Hamlin. There's no way.
It was a Make-A-Wish thing.
He said, this is my moment. This is my moment. They called that play the resurrection. He died and came back.
Crazy, man.
He died and came back, and this was his moment.
Oh, my God.
What are you doing? On your own side of the field.
Yeah, but so remember before we talked about this off camera, and I said that if the Bills do end up losing at any time in this playoffs, that I believe Bill Belichick should be the next head coach. Plays like that are the reason why Bill Belichick should be the next head coach. There is no reason you need to do a fake punt with DeMar Hamlin. Look, love the guy to death. Yeah, love the guy to death.
I think Bill
that
goes
is
where the
not
money
the
is.
move.
Whoever's offering that money, the most money, I think Bill goes where the money is now. I don't think he's necessarily concerned about accolades and winning like a bowl or anything like that, which is why the Falcons are still the number one team to get him.
They got a lot there, though.
Yeah, but they ain't winning no bowl.
Yeah.
You're not winning no bowl with
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't.
There were a couple.
You're not winning a bowl with
Desmond Ritter. Not Ritter. You're not winning with Ritter, man. That's just not happening.
And no shade to Drake London. He's a great receiver, but you're not winning no bowl with that.
You can win with him. That offense, they're literally just missing the quarterback.
Maybe.
That team's complete. I'm gonna be real.
I think Bill Belichick, his services would most be best if he went to the Bills. Maybe he could get Josh Allen over that hump. Because here's the thing, right? We already can acknowledge that Bill Belichick is like the GOAT, right? It's like a Popovich situation. We can acknowledge that. He took Tom Brady, who nobody really knew, and made him who he was, vice versa, right? They made each other, if that's how you want to see it. You mean to tell me that he couldn't do such a thing with Josh Allen? He couldn't get Josh Allen over the hump? Maybe that's the missing piece for Josh Allen beating Mahomes.
I don't
Maybe
know if
that's what it is.
I don't think it comes down to play calling. Like you brought up earlier, the stuff that Josh Allen does when you don't throw it 5 yards to the wide open guy, let him run and get you some more yards, and you try to bomb it. You try to go for it all like that. That has nothing to do with the coach. The coach can't go out there and tell you who to throw it to. I mean, he can tell you, hey, look for this person, but he's not going to tell you who to throw it to in that situation. You passed up on one or two open guys and tried to go for it all and embarrass yourself.
Yeah, and one more thing about that game before we move on. Even if, right, because everybody wants to blame the kicker. Once he missed, we all knew it was over, right? But say he makes it. You still leave like almost a minute and a half for Patrick Mahomes to come down the field and score anyway.
Hard situation to deal with. Trust me, being an Eagles fan, we know for sure.
Yeah, so in my opinion, that's exactly what would have happened. People keep saying, oh, they make that, they take it to overtime, and completely disregard the fact that Patrick Mahomes had a minute and a half to work with if they get the ball back. They're not losing that game. So I don't know what people are talking about. But anyway, back to the Ravens and Texans, right? I want to give C.J. Stroud his flowers. He put up a big one. He's the future of the NFL. I love the kid. Like before I've said, I've never had a favorite player in the NFL before, but I just might now. I wish he played for my team. C.J. Stroud is a dog. Those are the kind of guys that you want on your squad. As a player, that's somebody you want to play for, play with. That one. I think they've got to be sick. They're about to send Bryce Young to the XFL.
He's too small. But they said the same. They said the same thing about Baker.
He's too small.
And in Baker, we trust.
Yeah, but Baker got weight on him. Bryce Young is a buck 50 maybe.
Yeah, and it's the Panthers. The Panthers they're just not good. I honestly don't think too many quarterbacks.
If that's the case, do you think that if the Panthers had weapons or more weapons, do you think that they do a lot better than this year with Bryce Young as quarterback?
They should.
So what? They won like 3 games this year. I mean, I might give them.
They're not getting really.
I mean, yeah. Like it's not even a really well-run organization. It's not a well-run team. Honestly, they haven't been good since Cam left and Ron Rivera went to Washington. They haven't been good since. So they're one of those teams. Who's their NBA comp? Who is the NBA comp for the Panthers? Is it the Pistons? Is it the Wizards?
I would pick.
It's the
I would
Hornets.
pick Charlotte because I wouldn't say the Pistons because okay, Carolina Panthers they're terrible. They're terrible. I think the Pistons, and this may be a hot take. I think the Pistons definitely have hope and potential versus Carolina that doesn't have any. They can't get better. With the Pistons,
Fair.
you have Cade and Jalen Duran and that duo right there. I mean, you take that. You build off that. And
Yeah. The Panthers, they have no real sense of direction,
which is
and you don't know
why
what this team is going to look like in the next couple of years.
I go with the Hornets as the comp because you don't know where they're going. I mean, yeah, you got LaMelo Ball and you got Miles Bridges, but you don't know what you're doing with that. You can try to say because the GM came out today and said, "Hey, we're going to start going for trades that's setting up the future. We're not looking for right now." So that tells me that they're tanking. They're just out there playing, whatever the case may be. But okay, you're looking up trades for the future. Who are you going to trade to pick up for the future? You don't have anything. You don't have. Terry Rozier might have been your only trade option that you could have gave to get something for the future. You're not trading LaMelo Ball. You're not trading Miles Bridges because you're keeping that for your future. Who are you going to trade? PJ Washington and get what?
Picks. You might get some picks.
The draft isn't even as hyped as it is no more. You don't hear about no names for real. You might got like 3 or 4 names after that.
We can touch on that. We got one more game to talk about, but there's some things we can talk about that NBA.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, we're let's save it for our NBA segment. All right, but anyway, I gave CJ Stroud his flowers. Now it's time for the guy that I think like majority of us are rooting for, and that is Lamar Jackson. This Lamar Jackson and this Ravens squad. Look, let me tell you something right now. If Lamar Jackson manages to get to the Super Bowl like he promised on draft day and manages to win
statue for sure. He gets a statue.
Not only the statue, the documentary he is going to have is going to be out of this world.
Every critic that said
out of this
all
world
that was on all types of Lamar Jackson slander, every critic, every NFL analyst, all of them, you have to send them a text right after this year and apologize.
Hold on. Speaking of which, did you guys hear about that one radio host? I believe she's like on Fox Sports Radio or whatever, and said that Lamar Jackson wasn't quarterbacky enough. Matter of fact, you don't even got to search for it. I got it for you right here. She says she wants her quarterbacks to be quarterbacky, and she was referring to Lamar Jackson. Hold on. Let me play it back for you one more time. She didn't like Lamar Jackson. She said that Christian McCaffrey should be the MVP. Lamar Jackson isn't quarterbacky enough in her opinion. What does that mean? What
she had
does
to just
that
get up
mean?
There because I don't know. Maybe she looked good or something. There's no possible way in the world.
The ratings must be tanking. Look, Lamar. But the thing, going back to Lamar, right? In this documentary, I think that's going to be crazy. It all goes back to, they said, oh, you should try playing wide receiver. Oh, Lamar Jackson, you're more of a running back. Well, he's already got one MVP. He's on his way to another, and he's my choice to get to the Super Bowl.
Well, they told
my choice to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they told Vic that he was a runner back when he first was got in the league.
Well, yeah, look, you hate to make it a race thing, right? But they automatically think
you gotta run.
If you black,
you gotta run,
and you fast, you gotta be a receiver or a running back. And look, that couldn't be further from the case. You know what's even more crazy is that look at who the quarterbacks are that are playing for a championship potentially. I mean, just in the playoffs. Yeah, Lamar Jackson, Mahomes, Stroud. That's just 3 black quarterbacks right there. Jalen Hurts. I don't understand the quarterback economy.
Get out that pocket like that, though.
I don't. Yeah, and
could.
Jordan Love,
He doesn't
but he
get out of
could.
that pocket like that,
But
though.
right. So, but that's my thing. Regardless, I would like to say that I think majority of us are rooting for Lamar Jackson to get this done. He is my choice to get there. I've been rooting for the Ravens, although I'm a Steelers fan. That's not something I'm supposed to do. But I knew we weren't getting there. So I went with the next best option. I'm rooting for the Ravens to get the job
Y'all gotta fix
done.
all those drama queens in Pittsburgh.
So,
man. Pittsburgh, y'all gotta stand up. Y'all gotta stand up for what's right.
Hey, speaking standing up, you don't know what standing up is. Y'all do
every
tush
team
push.
does it.
That's
though.
your only play. Tush push. Nah, man. That's like when you playing Madden, you keep spamming the same play that works.
So you mean to tell me you know it's coming and you can't stop?
Hey, Jalen Hurts, let me put my hands on your ass.
So you mean to tell me y'all know it's coming and you can't stop it?
Absolutely. Anyway, and finally the last game. The last game, we have the Lions. The Lions are making history. The fact that they made it this far, I can't think of the last time, if ever, they've made it this far.
Your season's over.
Dan Campbell is that dude. That is somebody you go to war for.
Detroit. He's good in Detroit.
With biting off kneecaps. He doesn't even got to win the Super Bowl.
For sure. Detroit has to definitely pay their
now.
dues with that man. Definitely have to pay their dues with that man.
Season's over, though. Respect.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, he turned. No one gave a rat's ass about Jared Goff. No one cared about him. This year, Dan Campbell, he changed that Detroit team. Although they did pick up, and this one hurt. They took C.J. Gardner from us. That one hurt. Gave him a lot of firepower on that defensive side. Top safety in the league, one of them. Their defense is actually immaculate. But and their run game with Jahmyr Gibbs, crazy. I mean, they have all the tools. They have an overall team. They have all the tools. I think unpopular opinion, but I think they pull the upset and I think they keep going. Unpopular opinion.
Season's over.
Thank you. That is my choice too. I am rolling with the Lions to beat the 49ers.
I really do.
You hold on. You disagree. Why is that?
It's in San Francisco. You got to look at who the Lions played. They played the Buccaneers and they played the Rams. Good job. You beat teams you're supposed to beat.
Yeah. I'll give you that. But my argument to that will be
they're gonna walk into San Francisco and get dog.
Oh no, it's not gonna be a dog. No. It's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be that. It's not gonna be a dog walk.
It's gonna be at least a 2-score game.
No, I don't think so. The 49ers are already down. They're already down one of their top receivers. I think that makes it a lot harder on the Detroit Lions defense. I really do. I think that now scoring wise, I think it's going to be a lot harder for Detroit. I think this is definitely going to be a real test for them offensively, but defensively, man, I think they stay solid. I think Brock. If anything, I think Brock Purdy is really he might get dog walked. He might get.
No.
Here's the thing about that, though, right? Yeah, here's the thing, though. The Lions' defensive line, yes, they have Hutchinson, but outside of that, they're not great. They don't get a lot of pressure on the quarterback. But if they can find some way to make Brock Purdy uncomfortable, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
He does. Uncomfortable. But I think Shanahan.
Yeah.
They had 2 weeks of rust to shake off. They shook it off in the Packers game at the end. I think they get right.
Here, I think the game plan for the Lions is going to be find some way to blitz Purdy, make him uncomfortable, and find some way, although this is hard to do, but find some way to limit McCaffrey. You limit McCaffrey, you are in the game. You put the ball in Purdy's hands and make him beat you. If he beats you, he did it. Hats off to him, right?
And
Hats off to him. But you
yeah,
take
this is,
that.
Unfortunately, I don't see.
but this is another thing though. The Niners are playing with something to lose. Detroit's not playing with nothing. They already exceeded expectation. They're playing with nothing to lose.
Yeah,
And with a coach like Dan Campbell, they're just going in there head first. They don't care. They're playing with nothing to lose. They're going for neck. Like they're head first in there, man. Like
that's great. They're gonna lose by 2
no, they're
points
not.
at least.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
They're gonna lose by 2
Oh
points.
my goodness! You know what? I wonder what the odds are.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to check that
We'll
out
come
in a
back
little
to
bit.
this.
But yeah,
Next week.
that's it for the NFL topics today. We're gonna go ahead and move on over to some NBA. So we want to talk about some of these mid-season awards that we want to award some players as of right now. Because look, we're just a little bit over halfway through the season. Some teams out there have been a complete disappointment. Some teams have over-exceeded. All right. But we want to hand out some individual awards. So who do we have as our let's just go ahead and start it off. Who's getting MVP this year in your eyes?
Yeah. So I got that one. Definitely got to make up for that wild LeBron take had too much. Yeah.
Please do. Let's see if we can make this one go viral on TikTok.
Had a little bit too much that night. A little bit too much. But okay, so for MVP, for me, and I'm gonna let y'all get y'all's off too as I go down the list. But MVP, I got Embiid. Coming off a 70-point game, right? He's first in points with fewer minutes than Jokic, Giannis, and Shea as well. He's also fifth in rebounds. So, like, he's up there. I think the only thing that may take away from Embiid getting MVP is he already missed 10 games. I mean, 7 games. What is it, 65 this year or whatever?
It's going to be hard.
So he got 6 games. And with Embiid, I'm not banking on him to play every game. So I'm not sure if he is even going to be able to get MVP, but I think it's solely based off just missed games. If he plays for the rest of the second half, I think Embiid easily gets MVP.
You know what's crazy about Embiid?
What?
He averages 42 points against teams that are under 5.
I mean, yeah, he's supposed 42. To though.
He is that is insane.
So you're telling me. Arguably the best big man in the league is dominating teams he's supposed to.
I mean, but even 42 against bad teams is insane. I don't.
No, that is absolutely ridiculous. You know, most players, you know, you might get like
he's getting, I don't know,
27, 28 against the bad teams or whatever.
42
is
and
wild.
Like I said, I have. You know, my runner-ups, if Embiid doesn't make it, would be the come-ups like Jokic and Shea. I think his play can't go. I think we just can't look past that because, in my eyes, if Shea doesn't play a game, OKC's not winning, or they at least have the worst chance in the world to win. So, I think if we're going off of, and there's so many things to go off of with awards, but I think if we're going off of impact alone, I think Shea definitely wins that because Philly's winning they can win without Embiid. They've shown that, of course. I believe Denver can win without Jokic, and there has been a game or two where I think the Bucks have won without Giannis. So, but I just can't see it in I can't see it at least this year. I just can't see OKC winning without Shea. So those are my 4, but right now I definitely have Embiid 1, just coming off a 70-point game, just made history in Philly. I think he's up right now mid-season, so that's who I'm going with for MVP.
All right, who you got?
I'm kind of in the same boat with Embiid. If he finishes 16 games, or if he finishes without missing more than 16 games, I think he's the no-brainer. For runner-up, I truthfully don't know. I think it's wide open after that.
I agree.
The guys that Barkley mentioned, for sure. You got to mention Shea in there. Got to mention Giannis. Got to mention Jokic. Jokic.
Right.
It's pretty much a toss-up between those. after Embiid.
Hold on. You want to know what's crazy, though? For one, all right, I agree. In my opinion, Joel Embiid this year is the MVP. Last year, I don't think he should have won it. I think last year was like, hey, man, you've been crying for not getting it. Let's give it to you. Because Jokic last year had better numbers.
And a better
Let's
season.
just be real. But regardless, in a better season, we're going to talk about right now. Joel Embiid gets it. But what's funny is a name that neither one of you mentioned, and I'm kind of surprised that nobody mentioned it. Why is Jason Tatum not getting any love? Why is Jason Tatum not getting any love as an MVP?
He actually
candidate?
is with some NBA analysts and stuff like that. I seen it on the website and everything. Some NBA analysts actually has Tatum getting MVP. I don't see it because
I wouldn't hate it.
I just don't. Over the four names that I named, I don't see it because I think with Tatum it comes down to consistency in a way. I think he has a couple games where, hey man, like you got to show up. You have to show up to win this game, and he doesn't come through at all. And then, I mean,
I just think that Boston team is too much without Tatum.
I still think they're still a playoff team without Tatum.
Yeah, I think that actually hurts.
And you're in the East, so you gotta I think Boston makes the playoffs easily actually without Tatum. If Tatum didn't play for the rest of the year, I think they still pretty solid in the playoffs.
They have the pieces. I mean, you still got Brown, Derek White, Porzingis, Drew Holiday, Al Horford. They have a solid team. They're not going to be as good as they are without Tatum. They have a team. They have a playoff team without him. But this team does not make a run without him. So I give Jason Tatum some love as an MVP candidate. But I think we all can agree that Joel Embiid is that dude this year. I think he may have heard all the noise from last year from people like me who say, yo, you didn't deserve it. All right. You got it because you was bitching and complaining about not getting it. Okay. You finally get it. Here's your award. Whatever. Jokic's better. And he's come out this year and has completely dominated. And he's done it with less. Now, I'm not saying that Tyrese Maxey is not a solid player because since James Harden has gone, Tyrese Maxey has flourished. Okay? But Joel Embiid has been completely dominant. It's scary watching him play. 70 points against the Spurs is insane. I don't care how bad your team is. 70 is ridiculous. Big ups to Joel Embiid, man. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me give Joel Embiid. Where's the round of applause at? Clapping it up for Joel Embiid, man. Clapping it up. So anyway, next up, who we got? Defensive player of the year. Who we got?
It's actually a tough one because it's actually a couple that could get it right now, but I went with Gobert. He's top 10 in blocks. Currently sitting at seventh or eighth spot. He's also top 10 in defensive field goals percentage. He's currently seventh or eighth there too. But the stat that had got me was when Rudy Gobert is playing, when he's healthy, Timbs are the number one defensive rating team in the league by actually a pretty healthy margin as well. Number one. So, and then on top of that, with that leading to team success, with them being number one in the West, I think you give it to Gobert. That's too much of a that's just too much of a significant stat, So it's like,
My only thing with that, right, is because the Timberwolves as a whole have good defense. The only player in that starting five who's not a defender is Mike Conley. Everyone else can play D. Ant can play D. Cat can play D if he really decides he wants to. Gobert.
I guess Mike Conley is like 35 now, but young Conley.
Yeah, he's old now. and then Jaden
But
McDaniels.
without
He's a 3-and-D guy. Like your top 5 guys are all defenders except for Conley. So you got 4 out of your 5 that play defense.
Statistically, without Gobert, the Timbs, instead of being the number 1 defensive rating team in the league, they dropped down to 9. Without Gobert, that's way too big of a margin. Yeah. So that's why that right there was the only reason why I had to go like, okay, that it's got to be Gobert. He doesn't have the most blocks in the league. He doesn't have the most steals. He's not number 1 with defensive field goal percentage or anything like that. But he's top 10 in all of that. So yeah, I think that right there kind of separates him from the rest.
You got no argument for me.
Yeah, you know what? You get a little bit of an argument from me because I got 2 other guys could be fighting for that spot. Number one would be who is going to be. We'll talk about it a little bit later. But Wemby.
I think
Wemby could get Defensive Player of the Year.
I agree, and I like that because I got Wemby second for that. But
8 wins.
So Defensive Player of the Year, I think should be my choice is Wemby. He leads all rookies in blocks.
Wait on that stat.
He might be
Wait on that stat, please. That's for later on.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, you're correct though. You're correct.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Most blocks right now, and the team he plays on is atrocious.
Let's go down the rest because you're going to ruin my argument. I don't want to repeat. I don't repeat the same thing.
Okay. No. That's okay because the other guy who I say could have a chance at getting it, he most likely won't because let's be real. Just like MVP in the NFL is a quarterback award, Defensive Player of the Year is a big man award. But if you weren't going to give it to a big man, I'd give it to Shea. I believe Shea is like top 5 in steals. If I'm correct on that, top 5 in steals at the guard position, he might be 2.
He's actually
that'd be my Defensive Player of the Year too. That's my he's what now?
He's actually number 1.
Yes, he is number 1 in steals. Thank you. See, this is why we got to come prepared right there. Got to have the stats on deck. So yes. Shea, number 1 in steals while leading your team in points and carrying your team to the playoffs. That right there is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate in my book.
I definitely wouldn't have him over Gobert and Wemby, but I'm not mad at that.
I just can't believe we're throwing Wemby there, but I know y'all want to talk about that later. So. 8 wins is decoy. You tell me the last decoy who's ever had an under 5.
We're talking about the player and not the team, bro.
Not the
for
team,
a decoy,
man.
You have to have team success.
That's like somebody getting 6th man of the year and their team's not good.
That's so different. That is so different.
How? It's an award.
You're not giving a decoy 8 wins.
This is why I think team success messed up.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I just want to know why do you hate France so much? What do you got against the people from France?
They might produce the number 1 pick this year.
Yeah, okay. So you can acknowledge that, but you can't acknowledge Wemby.
Anyway, going down the list.
Going down the list. What other
winning stats?
We definitely.
What other award do we want to discuss?
That Wemby argument because I'm not letting it go.
We can go.
It's got to be last. It's got to be last.
You know what? Yes, let's go ahead.
6th man of the year.
6th man of the year.
Definitely a toss up. A lot of teams got great people coming off the bench. I'm going with Norman Powell. He leads the league with points off the bench and in points. But the thing is, he's also played more games than anybody, coming off the bench and actually scoring and producing and stuff like that. Like Malik Monk is in there, but Malik Monk has also missed a couple games. He also had a lot of stink ups where he just wet the bed a couple times, and I love Malik Monk. I had him second on mine, but sixth man, I'm definitely going with Norman Powell because he's been the most consistent. And if we want to jump on the team success wagon and everything like that, Clippers are balling. So I'm going with Norman Powell.
Who you got?
Honestly, I have no idea.
That's fine because I'm going to go ahead and say Norman Powell as well. It would have been Emmanuel Quickly, but now he's a starter in Toronto. So I can't really give it to him anymore. But if he was still in New York, that would have been my pick. He is definitely that spark plug off
New
the
York,
bench.
He was too iffy off
now
the
he's
bench.
in Toronto
he wasn't
starting.
Consistent at all. Trust me, I know I had him on my fantasy, so he wasn't consistent at all. He was very iffy.
See, here's my thing. Here's my thing with fantasy basketball. You think if somebody's not giving you 30 to 40 points every time
I didn't say he wasn't good, but he's not
consistent.
He's not him.
Nah, that does not tell the whole story at all. But so what else we got?
Most improved was a toss up for me between two
be?
people. Tyrese Halliburton because he significantly upped his points and assists kind of total, but I'm going with Tyrese Maxey, man. I mean, what he's doing this year is just it's from like going from last year to this right now. I mean, it's kind of unmatched. I mean, you don't even have to look at stats to even see like what he's doing in Philly right now. He is when Embiid doesn't play, he's showing up, and even when Embiid plays, he's showing up. Tyrese Maxey for me is going to be my most improved for sure. Gotta be.
Gotta be. I agree.
If he didn't get hurt, I would have thrown Jalen Johnson in there just because he's taking the league by storm this year. Not that he's putting up Tyrese Maxey or Tyrese Halliburton numbers, but he's a household name.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
But he got hurt, so.
You know, that's actually a name that I wouldn't have thought of. That is actually a really good one.
I like him as like a.
Yeah, I almost forgot he even got injured. Jalen Johnson has been balling with the Hawks.
I like his game. He does all the dirty work, and he'll still give. He gives you a double with like a small forward.
Yeah, because he went from last year barely getting any minutes last year. Yeah, he didn't really play last year. And now he's a centerpiece, and he's an untouchable asset for the Hawks. So, yeah, but going back to Halliburton too, Halliburton couldn't get it because he was good last year. Obviously, his numbers have exploded more this year. But to me, it's almost like if he were to get it, it'd be like when Ja Morant got it. Like he gets that award, and you're like, bro, why does he get that award? You know, there are other players who had a better come up than somebody who's already a superstar. You know, that doesn't make any sense.
Is that all awards you can't miss more than 16 games?
I think that is to be eligible for any award, you have to play a minimum of 65 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think Jalen
can get it. He can.
No, maybe he missed like a month of basketball, didn't he? Or two, something like that. Yeah, so he can't get it. So
we got
now
the clutch player of the year, and I know a lot of analytics are saying Curry, but in my opinion, I just don't understand. I don't understand how you can get a clutch player of the year award and y'all still losing very bad. So that doesn't make any sense. My thing is, I went with whoever's missed the fourth quarter this year. And all around, so points, rebounds, assists, everything like that, it is Tyrese Halliburton. That's Mr. Fourth Quarter. He's showing up. Especially, I think they fell off a little bit after the in-season tournament. But I mean, in-season tournament, if we just want to talk about that, you know, Tyrese Halliburton was most definitely that guy. The only reason why Indiana was relevant was because of Tyrese Halliburton. He showed up every fourth quarter. Even before the in-season tournament, he was showing up. I think clutch player of the year, I think I'm giving it to Tyrese Halliburton over Curry. So
Yeah.
No argument from me on that one. No argument from me at
If
all.
the Warriors find a way to find some success, give it to Curry. But Tyrese Halliburton's hooping.
That's a big if, buddy. That is a huge ask. Hey, Warriors, I know you guys have stunk up the joint for the past 2 years, but all of a sudden, let's be good again.
Figure it out, man.
Yeah.
How about no?
I honestly think the Warriors dynasty.
no?
I think it's shot. I think it's done. I don't think they'll ever be half of what they were before with that team.
You know when I realized that the Warriors are really cooked? The Warriors have been cooked ever since, one, Draymond gave the punch heard around the world. Two, when they went in the offseason and their big acquisition was Chris Paul.
That's insane.
Look, I love Chris Paul too. I love him too. It might be time to just call it quits and focus on doing State Farm commercials. You know what's bad with his State Farm commercials? His latest one is all about him playing for the different teams that he's played for. The family is moving. He's throwing all the jerseys of teams he's played for. It's a wrap, buddy. Yeah. It's a wrap for you, buddy. Hey, let's get rid of Chris Paul. Where's Cliff Paul? I miss Cliff Paul. I don't want Chris Paul anymore. I want Cliff Paul now. But anyway, Jordan Poole leaves. Kuminga's unhappy. Moody's unhappy. Kerr is getting exposed for being a semi-bad coach.
Draymond, he can't keep his hands off people. He's putting people in chokeholds and choke slamming, stepping on people's chest.
Draymond's auditioning for the WWE.
Probably going into that next. Klay Thompson, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the hell we're doing. I don't.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Here's the thing, man. No way as a player. Sure, you came off your injury. I feel for you. But no way in a contract year, when you're trying to get this bag so you can stay with Golden State, are you supposed to be this bad? My thing about Klay Thompson, right? Here's my thing about him. I get it if the injuries have caused you to lose a step as a defender. But you already weren't a primary ball handler. You already weren't a slasher. You were a catch and shoot guy. And now you can't even do that right.
Either one of them. Nothing.
Now he's nothing.
Yeah.
Now he's nothing.
I think they just,
he's a
I remember
he's a trade asset.
A couple of our practice ones episodes, if you will. I remember I was saying I was so against us not trying to get rid of everybody. Yeah, not just Curry. Trying to restart the whole dynasty and stuff like that. I thought you keep Curry and you keep building around it, but Curry's getting old. League is changing. I mean, I think I think you guys might have got me with that one. I think it may be time to just go ahead and call it quits and start over.
What you're joining the dark side? Hold on.
Call it quits and start over because I just don't see.
It's a wrap.
I just don't see any success with any one of them. With how they won before, I don't see any success with that. Yeah.
No, they will never be what they once were. It's over with.
Now, I do think you stop. If you're Steve Kerr, you stop trying to freaking be who you were and think that the Warriors are going to win how they used to, and you start playing these young guys like Moses Moody, the ones you mentioned, Kuminga, and all of them. I think you start and Kuminga. I mean, his stock is only going up. I mean, teams want him because they see Warriors ain't using him. Dallas, he was on Dallas. He was on Dallas line for a little bit. I think he still is. Kyrie even came out and was like, hey, I see heavy potential in Kuminga. I think we should go get him. And if he go to Dallas, I mean that's a great pickup.
That'd be a really good pickup. You know who they should drop? That's man. Why can't I think of his name
Grant
now?
Williams.
He used to play for the Celtics. Yeah, Grant Williams for Kuminga. There you go. Anyway, speaking of Steve Kerr,
on the same team.
Yeah, that probably wouldn't go right.
That's a movie. it's already not
Well, I'm
going
saying
right.
you thought
Shake
Jordan
some
Poole and
stuff up.
Draymond was crazy.
Anyway,
Wait till you see the practices that come out with Grant Williams and Draymond.
oh my gosh. Hey, I know you've seen Draymond's podcast. He's a reformed
I
man.
think that was
He no longer wants to do that. Whenever when KD comes out and saying you need help, well, hey, there you go. It's a wrap for you, my man. So anyway, speaking of Steve Kerr, let's talk about
Coach of the Year. Who you
got?
I just, I think that's a toss up. You can pick a couple teams you can pick a couple coaches for Coach of the Year, but I went with Chris Finch from Minnesota. I think he's doing a wonderful job with that team. From last year to now, I think he's absolutely brought that team up and to actually be a contender, shoot for the championship. Honestly, at first Minnesota, they was just like, hey, are they going to get to the playoffs? Are they actually going to do something in the playoffs? Are they going to make noise this year? I mean, they're number one in the West. They're making a ton of noise, like number one defensive rating team in the league. Anthony Edwards is looking like prime Jordan out here. I mean, besides last game, I don't know what the hell that was. He came out. He
was horrendous.
Even he came out and said, after Cat scored the first couple points, we just wanted him to, see him get 70 or whatever, 60 or whatever he said. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. But I definitely coach of the year. He was cooking.
He was cooking though. He was cooking. I can't blame him for being like, "Hey, Cat, it's on you tonight." I mean, when your man's has 40 points or whatever at the half,
but you are the best player.
I'm not trying to score you
on that team.
I'm just watching. I'm a fan.
That's fine. I can be the best player on the squad. My guy has it going. Now, to be fair, right? To be fair, the coach even came out and said they played with a lot of immaturity. He said it was embarrassing, right? Yeah. When a guy has it going like that, you do want to keep feeding him. But as a collective, y'all kind of have to realize when the team is making a run on y'all, and you kind of have to
number one option on a team. There's no way in God's green earth that you are taking one shot in a whole half. There's no way. There's no way. That should never happen. That would never happen.
No. Didn't he?
0 for 1.
He didn't score the first half, did he?
Against the Hornets.
Yeah, he was bad.
And if you're telling me that Anthony Edwards can't get up more than one shot on the Hornets, I'm leaving. I'm done. I'm done. I don't have nothing else to
say. Hey, hold on. Let me pump the brakes right there, because this goes back to a conversation we had before about Jokic playing the Pistons.
That was a completely different
Jokic. Two for 3 against the Pistons just because he didn't feel like shooting. But now it's okay for Anthony Edwards to not be able to get them shots up against the Hornets. Which is it? Which is it?
The Hornets isn't the goddamn Pistons. That is a completely different story. I mean, if you want to compare the Pistons and Hornets to make your argument, go ahead, brother, by all means. But come on. Both teams are bad, but you're choosing the Hornets.
I can't be mad at Ant only taking one shot in that first half because Cat was
cooking. One thing,
and they were winning.
Jokic, yeah, he was 2 for 3, but he was also doing other stuff as well. Anthony Edwards he was 0 for 1, no points. Assists he might have had maybe 2, maybe 3. No real rebounds or nothing like that. He didn't do nothing but run. He was getting PJ Tucker stats. Just saying. He was doing a PJ Tucker.
Wow. I don't know. His best impression of Tony Snell, huh?
Jesus Christ. My Bulls
nothing
suck,
but
man.
cardio.
I can't believe we have faith in Tony freaking Snell.
Hey, you guys still have faith in Patrick Williams.
And I really was against Patrick Williams, but he's actually hooping. He's doing better than what he's ever done in his life.
So okay, let me ask you this then, because Patrick Williams.
If we
seems to
do
think
that, I'm no
he's a
longer
max
a
contract
Bulls fan.
player.
If we do that, if we do that,
That's gonna be my question. That was gonna be my question. Does Patrick Williams deserve?
I think he asked for something so crazy too. I think he asked for like 400 mil. If the Bulls do that, I'm telling you,
Yeah,
I'm no
that's
longer a
crazy.
Bulls fan. I'm ripping up every Bulls jersey I ever had, except for the D Rose one, and I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm telling you, I'm going somewhere else. I'm going somewhere else. I'm taking my talent somewhere else. Take my talents to South Beach.
Okay. All right. Anyway,
No,
we
have one more.
Whatever.
Hot topic.
Okay, let's.
We have one more. Hot
We have
topic.
one
We got
more?
rookie
Which
of
is
the
it?
year. Here we go.
How could I forget
ladies and
Rookie
gentlemen.
of the Year? You know what?
Okay.
I don't even want you to lead off with it. I'm not either. Daniel, tell us who Rookie of the Year is.
Chet. Listen. Are you gonna value 3 points over 20 more wins? If you want 3 points over 20 more wins, go ahead. You can have Wemby. That's gonna be my only argument. If you value 3 points over 20 more wins,
brother, this guy's.
you got it.
Hold on. Where's my buzzer? Where's my buzzer at? Oh,
press that all night. I want you.
So
to
the
press it all
absolutely
night.
not. Oh, you want it again?
Do it again. Continue.
Hey, hold on. I don't think that was loud enough.
So the Rookie of the Year
Okay,
is definitely
anyway.
Wemby. Please excuse our co-host right here. That was pretty terrible. Wemby leads the rookies in all rookies in points, rebounds, and blocks. He's the first player, not rookie. He's the first player since the 99-2000 season. Shaq. He's the first player to average 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks.
And 8 wins.
So okay. And I asked you this earlier, but you wouldn't answer me. If you switch and put Chet on the Spurs, what is Chet doing?
I think he gives you 20 and 10. Chet's usage rate is 21 on OKC, and he's still giving you 17 and 10 with 2.5 blocks, 3 assists.
Please, bro.
If you give him Wemby's usage, his numbers don't go up. He's giving you a better shooting percentage, better 3-point percentage.
It's easy, but it's easy to.
He's on a better team. He's on a better team, and he's getting set up by Shea Gilders.
Can you please name me who's Wemby getting set up by?
Trey Jones. And you're not on Shea's
What are
level.
we talking about?
Is Trey Jones not a good point guard? Are we saying Trey Jones is just ass?
I don't even think. I don't even
you have
think
him
Trey
confused
Jones.
with Tyus
I don't
Jones. I think you have.
I don't even think Trey
you have
Jones
him
is a
confused
top
with Tyus Jones.
fucking 30-point guard.
No,
Top
he's not.
30.
As a pure point guard.
Okay. You know what? Hold on. Let me shoot Trey Jones some bell here, okay? Because just like his brother, they have a great turnover to assist ratio. All right, they're top of the league with that. So I will shoot him some bell on that. Now, we still have the issue of who is getting Wemby the ball. There is so much evidence out there of them freezing him out, and he is still getting you 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game. That is extremely impressive. I don't give a shit about the 8 wins. I don't care.
8 wins
Your
isn't even
team
based off
sucks.
Wemby, bro. I mean, you can scream all
Your
day.
team
The
sucks.
Spurs are worse with Wemby or whatever the case may be. One, the season's not over. They have to win 15 more games out of 39, I think, to beat their record last year, which I think they do. And then on top, and I think they do. But on top of that, because like we looked up, like we saw, they're not getting blown out they're fighting like they can compete with teams. It's just they just lose. They just lose in the fourth quarter. They're not like the Detroit Pistons. They're not just getting their ass just fucking handed to them. But they're actually like they're in the games. They're beating top teams. They beat Phoenix twice. They beat the Lakers. And I know the Lakers are going through their stuff and everything like that. But come on now, you're still going to list the Lakers. They have LeBron and AD. You're going to list them as like a no slouch team. Wemby beat them, or the Spurs beat them. See, look, I'm saying Wemby, the San Antonio Wemby. But like, come on now, like, and who do you have? And we bring up Chet. Chet is the third option on a team that has an MVP candidate in Shea. They have Jalen Williams that's averaging 17 to 18 points. I mean, you have those two right there. You look at the Spurs. You got Trey Jones. You got Trey Jones and. Oh my God!
Jeremy
Yeah, he's
Sohan.
Yeah, and he's awful. He's awful. And then you got Devin Vassell.
There is a lot wrong with that Spurs team that they could fix, and they're just neglecting it. That team
Could be better. They're not.
Yeah, that team could be better. And I tell you right now, it's not Wemby's fault.
But I looking at an award based off production and whatever, you've got to win games, man. You have to.
Hey, hold on. Okay, look, not to compare the two.
That's what we're doing.
Because I don't want.
Apparently, I don't know why.
But no. Let me make my point here. Not to compare the two, because you're talking about getting Rookie of the Year should be based also on winning, correct? So I'm trying to figure out, why is it that LeBron James got Rookie of the Year? If memory serves me right, they didn't make the playoffs. He also got Rookie of the Year over Carmelo Anthony, who should have gotten it that year. Because for one, he had better numbers. His team won. His team made the playoffs.
I don't think.
I'm trying to figure out your logic here. Winning shouldn't matter. On top of that, your numbers should.
LeBron went to a Cleveland Cavaliers team that was probably like bottom 5 to 10 in the league.
I'm still trying to figure out how you end up putting Chet over Wemby simply because the team is not better. That right there is just
close.
what.
If it was close, understand.
Wait, what's not close?
Wait a minute. What's not close?
He's 20 wins better.
He's 20 wins better, or his team is 20 wins better?
His team is 20 wins better.
I want to know who the MVP candidate is that Wemby's playing.
They haven't seen an MVP since. Yes, I mean like
since Tim Duncan. That was their last MVP.
And LeBron was just coming in the league when he
8 wins.
So again, I want to know.
That is horrible.
I want to know who the Spurs MVP candidate is playing alongside Wemby. Okay, who is the MVP candidate playing alongside Chet?
Wemby only. Wemby is
what
the
else are we talking about?
20 plus.
The MVP candidate that you're saying last year was 40 and 42. They had a bad record last year, or an average record. They are number 1 in the West right now.
And it's not because of Chet.
Right now.
It's not because of Chet. No.
It's not.
And it's not because of Chet.
Okay, so you just throw anybody.
I'm not going to say you throw anybody.
No, let me stop you though. Because without Chet,
they were 40 and 40.
Just a season ago, they were a fringe playoff team. They lost in the play-in game. Where were the Spurs?
Number 1 seed. That is a huge jump. You went from a play-in team in the West to number 1 in the West.
No, but what I'm saying is that it's not like this team was terrible last year.
Average.
The Spurs were terrible last year.
You're acting like I'm saying Chet is the reason that they're great. They were average last year without Chet. Chet is the piece that they were missing to make that team great.
They weren't average. They weren't
40
average.
and 42?
They weren't average. They weren't average.
At 40 and 42. That's about as average as you can get.
They were basically a playoff team.
Basically. Would they have made what seed were they?
What, last year?
Would they have been a playoff team if the play-in wasn't there?
I think they were still a playoff team because the Warriors were in the play-in with Memphis, right? Or was it somebody else? I think the Warriors were in the play-in game with.
No. Because the Lakers played Memphis in the first round last year.
I thought that was because.
Okay. And the Warriors played the Kings, and it went to 7 games.
The Thunder were a 10 seed, now they're the 1.
So that's not average. It's below average.
They're a below average team, and now with Chet, they're the number 1 team. Thank you for proving my point. I appreciate you. Thank you.
They have Shea. They have Shea.
Shea last year.
Oh, so yes.
What happened?
Shea changed.
You tell me. Shea changed. Shea still averaged 30 points last year. Did he not?
And guess what?
Did he not?
They were a bubble team. Who do the Spurs have? Do the Spurs even have the same roster as last year?
Jakob Poeltl. Guess who they replaced Jakob Poeltl with? Victor Wembanyama. Also,
Keldon Johnson numbers had decreased from last year to this year.
That's because Wemby's usage is 31.
And Wemby's usage being 31 on that terrible ass team is it should be more. And if it was more, I don't think we even have this talk. Because Wemby will probably be averaging like 25. Probably almost 30.
Averaging almost 30 points a game. You know what?
Y'all can make me a Wemby hater.
No. Pump the brakes. Because you just said you'd love to see it. I'd love to see Chet averaging 20 and 10 and 3. He doesn't have to. Why is that? Why is that?
So how does that make him rookie of the year?
How does that make him rookie of the year?
He's not doing it though.
He's not.
He is not.
Chet doesn't make him a good team. So you could take Chet off that team and they'd be all right. They were 40 and 42 last year. That's pretty good, right?
Oh, and also Jalen Williams. We're not going to take that away. Jalen Williams is also numbers has increased crazy. We're not going to take away from any of those players. All of them got better. Keldon Johnson got worse. Devin Vassell, once he got paid, he didn't give a damn. He's letting everything go. Everything. He's not even looking to pass.
I don't know if I didn't hear his name last time I seen Devin Vassell pass the ball. He was a surprise player last year
and got paid.
Showed some promise and got paid.
You didn't care about him last year. Devin Vassell, you brought that name up. You was like, okay, so Jalen Williams, we expected him to go crazy this year.
18 points and 4 assists, and he's not a point guard. 4 assists, not a point guard.
You know what? Yeah. Because you mentioned how no one on the Spurs outside of Wemby is averaging 20 points.
Nobody. Keldon Johnson is second on that team and he's averaging 17.
Yes. Nah.
That's all I need to know.
Jalen Williams giving you 18.
No. Okay. No. Okay. No. What I want you to do, tell me how many points
about 31,
that
32
Shea is averaging right now.
Probably like 30 something.
Okay. He's averaging 30.
You didn't name one superstar
by himself. Okay. Name one superstar on the Spurs. And look who it is.
He's all-star.
All right. You know what?
The Wemby slander has to stop.
You know what?
It has to stop. I guarantee you, like I said, you switch the two teams. If you put Wemby on OKC, I mean, they're probably going to the championship.
They are probably
I would say number 1
in the West.
They're already
I would say
they're their
they're
number
3.
one seed.
They're 3 right now. They're 3 right now. Minnesota's 1.
Is it not
Denver's
Minnesota?
2. They're 3.
You're tripping.
Minnesota's 1 and Denver's 2.
Is it not?
OKC is tied for number 1.
Is it not? I could have
Minnesota.
sworn Minnesota was still number 1.
OKC
Am I
is 2.
tripping?
Okay. That Denver just lost recently.
OKC is tied for first.
Denver's 30 and 14.
OKC is tied for
That's
first
because
right
that's because Timberwolves they just lost yesterday.
Timberwolves are still first. Denver just
Stop
lost
it.
recently. They're 30 and 14.
They're tied for first.
Denver's 30 and 14.
There are 3 teams tied for first.
Regardless, here's the thing, because the whole point is about rookie of the year. It's not about rookie on a good team this year. Okay, rookie of the year. If you're gonna just look strictly at the numbers and who's producing more, it's going to be Wemby. It's not even close.
Chet in all stats. I mean, you can go off percentage,
all statistical categories, and he's gonna lose
points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks. He leads them all.
He's doing whatever he wants on a bad team. I respect it. It's like Bradley Beal. Victor Wembanyama is Bradley Beal.
Oh yeah, you're trolling, and I'm done with the conversation. I'm done. I give up. You're trolling.
You know what? Look. You know what, fellas? This is.
I'm done.
This is.
I'm done.
We're gonna end it there. We're just gonna end it there. This has been a fun episode 1. And look, we're gonna catch back up.
Thank you for putting us on the map. I'm done.
Talk some more basketball.
I'm done.
Giving some good NFL takes, and you know what? We are gonna leave it on that one. Thank you all for watching us.
I can't believe you said that.
That's it. Goodbye, everybody.